So let's give a big round of applause for Dr. Srinivasa Raju sir. A big round of applause, please.
Thank you. Good afternoon to all of you. Yeah. Good afternoon to all of you. Is my voice audible? Duramundalu. Can we start? Shall we start? Okay. Yeah, thank you for introduction. Before I proceed, let me thank Naresh ji and Kalam Institute of Youth Excellence. It's a fantastic job. Morning you must have heard from chief guest of honor and all. So I hope the energy field is still with you. Okay, I have around 30 plus slides to show, and probably I'll be able to address the variety of audience that you have here. I believe most of you are engineering background students in electrical, electronics, mechanical and other. Should I wait for a minute to settle down? I think. Can I request you all to settle down? Okay, so I have two parts in my presentation. I wish to talk about defense technologies, what we are specialized at. That's a part one of presentation. Part two, I wish to talk about how India needs today engineers who can build products, both, I mean, like either defense or civilian, and how you can contribute to the Indian GDP and you can build a strong career.
Yes, sir.
How do I operate my next slide?
You can say next.
Yeah, please go to next slide. Okay, I'll take a minute to brief about the company and maybe a minute introduction of myself. So I lead company called Unistring Tech Solutions. We are specialized in building a product segment called electronic warfare. So electronic warfare is using the electronic means and fighting the war. So as you know, today war is not fought with swords or guns. Like drones come from here, drones go there. The future war is about the cyber war, robotics, unmanned aerial vehicles, unmanned ground vehicles. So our company mainly focusing on the products to neutralize the incoming unmanned aerial vehicles. So protecting the country against UAV threats. UAV threats take place on daily basis. I think some of you must have seen in news. People talk at the Pakistan border, at several countries, and our both north border and all the sites, either for drug peddling, smuggling, weapon disposal. So continuously drones keep coming. So protecting the country border against the drone threat today is seen as the biggest challenge in the defense. In addition to, of course, the conventional air warfare, ground warfare and other things. Can you go to next? So we serve to Indian Armed Services, partnered with the DRDO, partnered with Bharat Electronics, partnering with our parent company Gen Technologies. We deliver the products. Please go next. So this is my team. So myself and my buddy Dr. Nagendra, we both started our career in DRDO and felt that after serving for a decade, we should work through private industry. And we are fortunate to have Zen Technologies Chairman and Managing Director and Directors in our board, Mr. Ashok Katluri and Mrs. Shilpa Chaudhary. And we have several distinguished people in our top leadership. Can you go to next? Okay, so, you know, I'm a little worried. It's echo. Is it okay if I stand here? Yeah. So I should be as, okay. Yeah, see, I would say that our organization took rebirth at Red Fort, 15th of August 2020, when the central government, of course, the Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, he wanted indigenously build counter-drone system to be deployed at Red Fort, and that should be guarding all the Prime Minister and VIPs there. So that was the first time where the DRDO initiated project. We were fortunate to be part of it. The system that was deployed at the Red Fort, and since then, every year with the continuous improvements, this system kept on improving. And the modern system, the latest system that you see at the bottom, is a full-fledged vehicle-based system. And during Operation Sindoor, these systems could effectively protect our air bases, protect our border. Can you go next? So we were recognized by multiple bodies, including ELSINA, which is the country's Electronics Association, and SIDM, and Economic Times, several other. Can you go next? So these are certain trade exhibits where we participated, and all the, defense minister, secretary, and they are aware of our products, and we keep doing this on regular basis so that we keep showing the latest technology to the users. Can you go next? Yeah, okay. Can you play the video once? I request all to settle down. So I am playing a small video where during Operation Sindoor, the briefing done by DGMO, Director General for Military Operations, has told how good the Indian defense technologies.
Aerial vehicles employed by Pakistan were also thwarted by the indigenously developed soft and hard kill counter-US systems and the well-trained Indian air defense personnel. All this was brought together as an efficient and effective ADE.
Yeah. So this is a small clip out of the more than an hour briefing. Friends, that day, none of us could sleep with the pride. The systems that were shown by DGMO, what we have realized and built through DRDO, built through Zen Technologies, built through Bharat Electronics, all those systems were shown, and they were all protecting the entire during Operation Sindoor. And they brought down several drones, being these confidential, lot of details we don't get. But they could effectively stop several drones entering into our country and trying to bombard at our places. Yeah. Now, I get into the technology. So as a company, we are into core electronics product development. So if you ask if you are a electronics engineer or electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, probably you would know all this: hardware, software, thermal engineering, building a rugged product which is capable of withstanding the extreme weather conditions, maybe -20 to +55 and all, and being able to fulfill the mission. Can you go next? Okay, can you go? So this is the video that just now you saw, and these are the systems which were shown by the DGMO. Can you go next? And this is one of the paper news that is given by CDS, Chief of Defense Staff. So the fundamental difference is, India was at upper hand in wars. But the difference is, in this war, when they talk about the counter-drone technology, what you have to see is that it is indigenously built. Now, this is something which I am going to emphasize in my second part of the presentation. So, having a product going to war, having a military equipment going to the war is one thing. having a military equipment which is indigenously built and having upper hand against a country which is backed up by, you know, which are all other countries, you know, behind the war on the other side, and successfully being able to counter their UAV attacks is what is a big achievement, which Operation Sindoor has witnessed. And we are fortunate to be part of it. And there are several other companies along with the UTS could actually serve during Operation Sindoor and keep our, you know, soldiers strong to fight with the adversaries. Can you go next? So we received a lot of appreciation letters. In fact, there were more than 20 plus people who were working at the real, you know, borders to support our armed services, and the people who were actually, you know, the wing commanders who are all looking at that air bases, they were so happy that they gave letters with the individual names that these your employees were so brave and that they could actually support during the Operation Sindoor. Can you go next? So these are some of the product related details. I'll talk next. Can you go next, please? Yeah. So let me talk here a bit about technology. Maybe people who are more into RF and wireless, they can easily appreciate. So electronic warfare, when you talk about, it all goes on one fundamental principle today. In war, when you are talking about sending an aircraft, sending UAVs, sending battle tanks, they are all connected through wireless network. It is quite obvious they cannot be connected through wired network, because wired is only possible for the fixed installations. When something is on wireless, it is possible to detect. Like for example, you have a light here, you can identify the light is coming from here. Same way, when there is a radio which is at 30 kilometer, which may be in a deep jungle, because you know the radio waves travel tens of kilometers easily, you will be able to identify the signal is coming from here, and if you know the signal frequency, you will be able to jam that signal and neutralize it. So electronic warfare becomes so powerful in the modern war, where you know that radios, radar, you know the radar is like detecting in airspace when aircraft is entering and all. So it's a radar. So all of them work on electromagnetic principles. Imagine if you have the complete control on electromagnetic spectrum. When you say control, you are able to deny the enemy not to use electromagnetic signals for his benefit. At the same time, protect our resources to use for wireless communication. You are going to have upper hand. This is where the modern warfare is all about. The modern warfare is not really trying to kill somebody there. That is eventually going to be there, but that's a small part of it. So the modern warfare is about all electronic warfare, cyber warfare, you know, a lot of other things that people talk. The systems that what we have built, they consist of something called passive detection system. Now, can I request volunteers to see that the back side is relatively, you know, if it is possible to maintain calm discipline there. Can you please see that? Yeah. So, you know, when you talk about a passive detection system, it detects a signal without emitting anything. And some of you know the radar principle. It senses pulse, and the received pulse, it measures the range, it measures the direction. So these are the systems that what we have built and produced in hundreds. They were deployed at multiple air bases. They were deployed at army camps. They were deployed at several naval bases and all. Can you go next? So there are two ways that you can actually neutralize a drone. You can neutralize a drone by jamming. Most of you know jamming, like whenever, you know, CM convoy, police convoy, when it comes, you know, you have a jammer. So that is one simple method which is called soft kill. When we are doing soft kill, you will also jam that GNSS, that is GPS and other, so that the drone do not know the self coordinates. Like, you know, you are on a highway and suddenly your GPS is not there, your navigation is challenging. It is much more challenging for the unmanned aerial vehicles. But sometimes even the jamming is not going to work out. You must hit the drone. You must bring it down by firing with a gun. So our product has been already proven with interfaced with a gun, and you bring down the drone. Can you go next? So you have anti-aircraft guns for long range firing. You have machine guns to fire up to 500 meters to 1 kilometer. So once you detect a drone, it is fed to the gun and gun is automatically rotated and you bring down. Of course, these are brought by, these are by our partnered companies. Together we offer a complete solution. Can you go next? Yeah, you can clip this slide. Okay. So I'll not get, into all the technical deeper details of it. So, there are a lot of videos about our company products in YouTube you can go through. So this is one of the similar system detecting the broad range of frequencies, right from the radios that what you used to hear, HF radios and all, up to this Q band where, satellite communication bands, all can be detected. Please go to next slide. This is a jammer. So this jammer, can jam any of detected signal, it will jam, including the GPS. Can you go next? This is a radar, which can detect up to 10 kilometer, 12 kilometer, 15 kilometer. Any drone, once it enters into the zone, it will detect and immediately give the cue to either soft kill or hard kill. Please. So this is another modern version of the radar. Can you go next? So this is similar equipment. Detecting radios, detecting radars. It's slightly two different technologies. This is what about. Please go to next slide. Okay. In addition to drone neutralization, Unistring also develops products for drone-based attack. So one of that attack is to take an electronic payload. If it goes to a height of 1 kilometer, it can see distances up to some 100 kilometer and identify where all radars are there, where are, the battle tanks are moving on the enemy territory. This is one of such similar system. Can you go next? So this is a similar system, please. We have also built systems which can confuse the enemy's radars. Like you can fly a drone and this drone will confuse the enemy radar so that when your aircraft is going inside, they cannot see our aircraft. This is one of such product. Please go to next. These are some of the patents that what we got. Okay, this is another patent. Okay, now I am here. Here I want to spend more time. Guys, please, I request your, I know this is a too big gathering. It's difficult to maintain silence. Continuously people coming, going and all. I'll pause for a minute. Please see that. See what I'm speaking next 20 minutes, if we resonate, should help you to build, your career with a clear focus. So, maybe during the time before your friends settle down, so I'll just dwell a minute beyond what has been given here, okay? See, a lot of times people, when they have to make their career, they have to make their stable career with a joy, satisfaction, financial benefits, enjoying lifelong what you want to do. A lot of times you think that it is only the people at a very high academic profile, IITs, IIScs, NITs, only the top creamy, maybe top first, second rank people in a class will have an opportunity. But most of the times that is wrong. That is not, need not be, you need not be, a class topper, or you need not be, studying from NIT, you need not be studying from IIT. Maybe I would like to dwell a little bit about my personal background so that why I see a career in a different, dimension. So if I recollect my school days, probably what I remember at my 5th standard, 6th standard, 7th standard and all. So I was a fun-making boy. So I was just fun-making this one and all. Yeah. Please.
Last students, please be seated in your place. The certificates will be distributed by 4:30. If you do like this, will not provide you certificates. Please be seated at your place. Coordinators.
Fine. Shall I continue? Okay. So, when I was in my 7th standard, let me tell you how my schooling and all it went. In 7th, right from the beginning of my childhood, and due to considerable freedom that is given my parents, I used to read only few subjects which I like anything, which I am mad about, I was mad, I am still mad and I was mad behind few subjects like physics, science and only few things. I was not reading other subjects. And guys, you remember, in my 7th standard, I scored only 239 marks out of 500 marks. I was a typical Telugu medium government school student, just enjoying what to read, whatever I like. Never bothered about my marks, never bothered about my ranks, nothing like that. So when I joined in diploma, it was a transition from 10th to Telugu medium to the English medium. And suddenly it is all the physics that you learned in Telugu, everything you have to learn in English and all. And guys, in my first year, my physics marks were 35 out of 100. If 1 mark down, I would have got failed. And my mathematics marks was 39 out of 100, which is only 4 above the minimum score marks. I was not worried. Actually, I wrote very well the physics and maths because the physics was my, I'm mad behind the physics, electronics and all. But the English, so my English, what is understood by the other person has decided the marks. So they were the marks. But when I wrote my pre-engineering entrance exam rank, I stood at a state rank. I could get admission into NIT. But even then in NIT, I was only reading few subjects, electronic subjects of my interest. But if you carefully notice, in 10th class, where out of 6 subjects, 2 subjects were my of interest, in engineering, 50% of subjects were my interest. Because I was mad behind electronics. How TV works, how radio works. This was something actually which I was so passionate when I joined in diploma. So in engineering, I picked, all those subjects became so, interesting to me. So I used to read what is there in syllabus, what not there in syllabus. I was quite happy with that. Then after my BTech, I wanted to join an organization which will give me opportunity for R&D without limits. When I looked at it, I found DRDO. So that is the only company which I applied for the job and I could get the job, DRDO. And I served in a DRDO. In the entire DRDO my career, again I carefully picked up those projects which are extremely R&D, challenging and solving the real country problems. I could get, now if you carefully see this one, what I'm trying to say here, in my career, right after my BTech completion and all, every day, every minute, the work that I do, I love that work. I like it. The challenges that I see in the work, okay, I'm mad about it. So I never get tired. I don't feel like tired. Any challenge, any complicated problem is actually a fun to me. So you can understand, let's say if somebody, likes playing shuttle, no matter what, however tough it is, actually they keep playing. The same way, if your career can be in your interest in the area, if you like something and you do that throughout your life, you will enjoy like anything. This is the only principle behind building a successful career. There is no other principle. There is no other shortcut. There is nothing else beyond this. You need a career advice. So you must ask a question yourselves, what I like, where I am capable, where should I build my skills? Because in the day one, you may not be capable anywhere. But certainly, every individual has got certain likes and dislikes. Let me tell you guys, I have seen several people who join in some company, some were only trying to maximize their package. But after just few years, you end up basically in frustration. You don't like it. Eventually, you don't grow. I can probably compare. Let's say a boy want to exploit a bad practice of dowry in our society, and he is only concerned of maximizing his dowry and marries to anyone. The way how he is not going to be happy throughout his life, same way, you want to join a job because that they are giving higher package, or somebody tells there is a trend, learn Python, there is a trend, learn this. Just go and join there without seeing what you like, what you don't like. You will end up in frustration in the same manner. You have to understand, between the age of 22 or 23 to 60 years, If you are in office for 10 hours per a day, you will be with your life partner on average 4 to 5 hours per day when you are not sleeping. You know, you will be with your kids on average per a day 2 to 3 hours. But you will be in your career, in your office, at your desk, daily 8 to 10 hours per a day. Do you think it's so simple that, 8 to 10 hours per a day you are working without understanding what you like and what you don't like? Extremely difficult. If you know this principle, eventually you are going to enjoy. By end of the day, as a human being, you need happiness, right? Even if you are driving BMW, if it cannot make you happy, it is more worse than actually, you drive an Alto car or something. So, happiness is the fundamental variable if you want to maximize in your life. You ask yourselves what I like, what I love, what I am mad about. If that work I am doing for 10 hours also, I get only tired as if like I am working for 1 hour. Okay, let me get into the next. Please go to the next slide. Little bit of economics. Most of you know this word GDP. GDP is an indicator of how much we are productive. Let's say India is able to manufacture more mobile phones, GDP will increase. India is able to produce more agricultural outcome like maybe rice, wheat, GDP will grow. GDP is an indicator that how much we are productive. Can you go next? All of you look at this one. All of you please pay attention to look at this one. The x-axis is year in a logarithmic scale. If you carefully see, the x-axis starts almost from 1 AD or maybe 0 BC. From there, it is up to roughly 2008. And the y-axis is about the GDP percentage as part of a global share. If you see here, if you look at the ancient India, almost for 1500 years, India was at number 1 position in GDP. 1500 years at number 1 position globally, we were the one. If you carefully see from 1600 to almost 18, so this is the color which you have to look at. Okay, till here, we were doing good. You know what happened. So, it took 200, 250 years to come out from the foreign hands, to enjoy our independence, and now we are again rising. And what is most important that we have to understand today, in my personal view, where we went wrong in the last 2 to 3 decades. Let's not count 1950s, 60s. You were barely surviving. Just post-independence, it's a bare survival thing. But 1980s and 90s, Indian industry was only trying to do services, not products. The difference between service and a product, probably I don't have to tell, all of you know. Why your call centers get wiped out with one algorithm of ChatGPT? Service is something which is, for a moment of time, a particular activity. Because they don't want to put their manpower, they give it to you and they pay you. If people had to pay for a website development for the pizza shop at New York, it costs in dollars. But the same website development, if an Indian company does, because dollar to rupees conversion is high, they were able to make it lower cost. So the Indian industry was happy, making good money in IT. We were developing websites, we were developing banking sites, we were selling their insurance policies, we were selling their toothpaste. This is what the services you are doing. Now today what is the entire threat to the Indian IT industry one innovation in the artificial intelligence algorithm can wipe out 1,000 crore business to Indian service industry. Where do we stand? What was the problem? Let me tell you, in my perspective, the biggest damage that the Britishers did for our nation was actually making us good at English. Most unfortunate thing. They taught us English. They made us to learn English. They forced our generations together to learn English medium and all. The problem was, since we know English, we were good at doing body shopping. Go to UK, get one service project. Go to New York, get one service project. But what happened in some other countries, maybe China or maybe some other, those countries were not able to actually, just go and sell themselves immediately. For doing a service, you need actually language. For building a product and selling a product, you don't need much language. Had all our think tank, our IITs, NITs products would have stayed in India, worked for the Indian companies, can you imagine the amount of growth that we would have made? Let me tell you, in my point of view, because I did my bachelor's from NIT Warangal, I did my master's from ISC Bangalore, it is a lie if you say there are no opportunities in India. I mean, I'll be open enough like this when I speak to anybody, whether it could be my relatives, my friends, or my batchmates and all. You want to run away from the nation saying that the roads are not okay? Okay, run. You want to say that somewhere else somebody, people talk about this discipline, right? In foreign countries. When a traffic signal comes, everybody stops. Why the hell you are not stopping here? You stop. What is the problem? See, if people have 1,000 reasons to run from this society and go out, you are happy to do it, because if anything that India can offer to their citizens, that is what is that called? Freedom. Isn't it? We value the freedom. Okay, 250 years, generations together, we struggled for the freedom. Okay, freedom is given. Okay, you study whatever you want to study. Okay, you want to take, the poor, what is that called, farmers, and, what is that called, all the employees, paid taxes, study in IITs, still want to go outside, please go, no problem. But please don't say India do not have opportunities. India is having overwhelming opportunities now. Okay? If you see now, the last decade, maybe the last 2 years, the continued leadership at the central government and at promotion from the state governments, you name anything, you have opportunities in India. India semiconductor mission, India AI mission, India skill development missions, Indian, electric vehicles, is there, automotive sector is there. You name anything, you have funds. You write one proposal, there are people to sponsor 10-20 lakhs of grants. Even defense has started 7 years before under something called IDEX. You write a defense proposal, there are people to give grants and funds to you, and they will incubate you and they'll make you entrepreneur, and they'll see to it that you know how to do business also after doing innovation. Get my point? So, friends, let's understand the reality, the truth. Truth, you must know first what you want to do in your life, irrespective of your capability. Never curse yourself. Okay, never say that, hey, whatever I do, I am a fool, nothing. It's okay, doesn't matter. What is finally the mother nature wanted you to do? Nothing. It's all your own creative, this society, police, all this, it's only this one. The mother nature simply gave you, take food, sleep, that's it. So, by end of the day, if you are able to get a decent food, and if you are able to be happy, that's the biggest achievement in your life. And that's the most easiest thing to do in India. Maybe you cannot live with maybe the $1,000 or $2,000, maybe in other countries, other cities. But in India, if you have 100 rupees per day, which is 3,000 rupees per month, I am sure you are not going to die with, a lack of food. You will get food, you will get clothes, you will have respect and all. So India is a land of opportunities, and India has all the safety that you don't have to bother about. Come on. This is the golden era in the Indian history. The Indian youth, which is the only asset that India has got, isn't it? All our natural resources, the gold, silver, you know where all it went, the diamonds, where all it went, you know. But only if India has anything that is a manpower. So you have, now you have a hell lot of opportunities. You don't have risk in India that, you know, you will be dying with, you know, hunger, lack of food. It will never happen. What are you waiting for? Pursue your dream. Let me talk a little more about it. Can you go next? Okay, here I want to show a few slides. Can you switch to the PDF file? So I was part of the committee, one of the Telangana government initiated initiative. Dr. Roy, who is a scientist at Administrative Staff College of India, I borrowed these slides from him. Can you please go to second, third slides? Go. Go next. Next. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah, hold on. You have to understand something. We have a serious trade deficit. Trade deficit means, for example, I am exporting something, I am importing something. As long as your exports and imports match, perfect. But if you are actually exporting only $1 million, but importing, let us say, $20 million, then it's a problem. Why this $1 is equal to 90 rupees, 80 rupees is keep growing? Because most of the Indians want to give their rupees and want to take dollars. The demand for dollar is high. So if you have to see, we are importing a lot of things from the several other countries. Can you go to next slide? Next slide, please. Next slide. So the imports are increasing because see, as our what is it called? The average per capita income is growing and the quality of life is improving in India. That's why you see now everybody has a smartphone. So we want to spend and get good gadgets. But these gadgets are being imported. So our imports are increasing. Can you go next? Next. Maybe this is something where you should stop. Yeah, maybe previous slide. Previous slide, please. So if you see, electronics and semiconductors, industrial machinery, aviation and maritime, these are basically the import liabilities. See guys, today with the modern infrastructure that is available in India, that's why the central government is behind that semiconductor, India Semiconductor Mission. Because if you are able to manufacture those ICs, circuits we are already building, products we are already building. If you are able to manufacture those ICs and build those real-time operating system or small kernels, Linux kernel or that customization of operating system, you will be able to make all those gadgets that you are importing. Okay, maybe you can continue to the PPT. Okay, what I'm trying to say here, this is the right time if you want to show courage in your life. Not showing courage, going by the wind is definitely an option. No problem. As I said, India is a place where everybody will survive. The person coming out from IIT, starting a company and making $1 billion also will survive. The person who is coming out not studying anything, what is that called, working like any job will still survive. Everybody will get a chance to go to Mars. Everybody will get a chance to see, what is that called, our Geo movies, our OTT movies and all. Everybody, that's the most what is possible today. The overall social benefit, the growth of technology, everybody is able to get today, unlike the olden days. So this is the correct time, this is the correct generation for showing your courage towards your career. Can you go next? Okay, this is a plan. Okay, can you go next? Go next. Stop here. So I picked something on the web. This is one Japanese philosophy about building a career. I want again everybody's attention here. Probably there is some distribution or something at the bottom, backside all the time. Okay. Hope till end my audio is clear. Okay. So this theory which is called Ikigai, please type in the Google later and study. It's called Ikigai. It talks about 4 important things related to your career choice. First, what you love, the one which is on the top. Can you arrange me a pointer if you have? Or keep pointing my mouse, keep pointing the mouse what I'm speaking. What you love is on the top, yellow color. That's the most important thing. Second one is what you are good at. Okay, I may love a lot of things, but if I'm not good at what to do, don't bother about those things. But you can build the skill. If you have time, keep building the skill. Then what the world needs, that is also important. For example, you say, sir, like I am a painter, I want to do painting. But what world needs is AI-based painting. If you try to do your own painting, learn AI-based painting. So you have to understand what world needs. And the other one is what you are paid for. That's the most important. You should never neglect that. You should always consider where I am making a decent payment. Let me tell you an example. If you are a good tutor, you love teaching, you love inspiring the people, you love explaining the concepts in detail. But if you are not paid for good in a physical coaching, maybe you will be paid more on an online coaching. You understood, right? That is what the world needs. So you have to look at these 4 variables. I'm sorry, I didn't expect that the presentation will be coming so small. I can leave these slides for all of you. You can look at later. There are minute details in that. If this philosophy, if you understand correctly, if you can adapt to your personal life, I'm telling you guys, entering into your office at the morning 9 o'clock will be equivalent to entering your favorite hero's movie in a movie hall. As simple as that. Okay? So, what you love, how do you identify? A lot of times I keep listening this question. Probably there may not be much opportunity for question answers. I will take standard question by myself. So, how do you recognize that what you love it? It's very simple. Let's say when you walked into your electronic devices laboratory, and when you are working with your diode, when you are working with common emitter amplifier characteristics, you liked the best, you enjoyed it, and you felt staying for another 1 hour in the laboratory is not bothering you. Your self-interest has come up. That's what you love it. For example, if you are more talking, explaining to your friends, it means you love basically bringing the people on a common track. Maybe that is management. You love explaining something to them to educate them. You want to, probably you want to become a teacher, you want to become a professor. You did not like all this at all. Imagine the day when some opportunity came, some event, something like this had to be organized. You naturally came up, volunteered yourselves, organized something well. You possess a lot of leadership capabilities. You may be good at management, technology management. You felt very good at convincing others. Then what do you want to do? You are good at marketing and sales. That's what the country needs. Let me tell you guys, if Indians are poor at something that is marketing, we don't know how to do marketing. Yes, we make systems, somebody put label, they export. Marketing is something what India need to learn the first, everywhere. Okay, so this is how you have to identify the patterns, right? Nobody will tell you what you love. You have to only see naturally. For example, your professor, your HOD gives a chance to you. You select the subjects that you want, only one subject. But in that you have to appear some high, tough exam. Whichever subject you are selecting, that is your area of interest. Sir, does it mean I am an engineering student? I like and love engineering only. Need not be. No. You might like writing software. You might you might like doing testing outside. You may want to go into politics. So what you love, you have to only identify. Okay. Now there is no much time to dwell all this, but hope I covered. Can you go next, please? Now this is my corporate training in our company. They researched on this philosophy and how we nurture our new employees in our company. They gave some notes. You can look at later. Can you go next? Okay, now I'm at the last topic. How we work at Unistring. If somebody asks me, like, sir, how could you build a company? Okay, right from a very small company, because our company was started from a very small entity when I say that we, the founders of the company, are good at training. The fundamental thing what I noticed today in comparison with some of our other companies which are in similar line but not scaled up, we mastered an art of getting a fresher with reasonably good basics, narrowing down to a particular role, responsibilities, identifying the skills, training them, again identifying the gaps, training them. That's what we do at our company. So we are very good at actually hiring the freshers, making them very productive. That's what I keep telling to my all company employees, that you have to take a pride. Every line of the code that you write runs 1,000,000 times in a second and protects the entire country border. So all the products that are built, 95% of the manpower are only 1 or 2 year experienced employees. Yeah. So how we do, we have built courses specific to a particular job role. For example, PCB design. When you are required to do, you need to learn only few things. This is something even our engineering education system also need to learn. There is a lot of subjects, diversified complexities, equally distributed. That is not a fair thing. We must cover all basics in first year, second year. Third year, final year has to be purely narrowed into one area, building the skills required for the industry. So what we are doing at our company, we offer digital courses. I'll be showing a QR code. You can scan the QR code or pick it from my slides. So you will do an online course. You will learn something, appear for our written test, join, learn. There is a 6 months continuous training that will happen in the company. Become expert in that. After 1 year, you will become a dependable resource to the company. The design that you do goes to the border. The code that you write flies in the sky. We are good at doing that. Believe in. Only thing that we need is interest. If you don't have interest, you will find working in Unistring is more stressful than other company. The reason is very simple. We are building products, and a product, if it has to work, it doesn't work in the first go. You have to do everything correct. Then only the product will work. Okay? Everything, what I mean, hardware, software, system, algorithm, coding, everything. Okay? Yeah. So these are the courses that we offer. They are there in the website. Can you go next? So, yeah, this is something which I haven't shared with Mr. Naresh. So we have a plan to sponsor a considerable fund to Kalam Institutes of Youth Excellence. We want to identify 100 talented students at the BTech second year, third year level, sponsor considerable corporate trainings and skill development programs, including theory and hands-on, and ensure that by your final year, you become 100% job ready. And this 100% job ready is not to get a basic level salary, get a creamy layer salary. This program will be announcing in maybe very short, a month's time. If you are registering, I mean, if your database is already with our Kalam Institute, they'll be sending you a form which you can fill. You have to appear for a written test, then you will be given this scholarship. So this is a QR code. I have done from my side, and I'm not sure whether any question answer is permitted, but yes, there can be chance for a couple of quick questions. Thank you.
So give a big round of applause to K.Srinivasa Raju sir. Thank you so much, sir. Your session was so inspirational and knowledgeful, sir.